Basia was not feeling too good before.
How old was Basia?
Before this, 80-year-old. It was in the summertime. She had tripped and fallen over one of the hoses, and she bled through her nose. And the doctor said, "Oh, that's really great because you're not going to have a cerebral hemorrhage because of it." So, but anyway, so she was kind of, going downhill, But we slept in the same room, so I heard her breathing all the time. And so that one morning, she got up and she went. My mother said, I heard her get up, but I couldn't stop her to go. She wanted to go to church so bad. And she always felt bad that Jadusz died in the house. And she was always afraid for us children. My sister Mary was just a baby in a buggy when Jadusz died. And I had to take her outside and walk her because she was a sickly child. And so I had to push her in the buggy. But anyway, Basia never wanted to die in the house because Jadusz died in the house. There were more children there to scare. So she walked over.
She was a sweet lady.
She was. And she walked over there. She had her black sealskin coat on and her boots. I don't know if she had a hat on her head. I'm sure she did because
she always wore a hat.
She always wore. What time of the year was it? It was just before my birthday. So in fact, it was January 8th when my brother Ray died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was on the same day, January 8th, and mine is January 10th.
Word of mouth.
So my girlfriend was taking me to see a ballet, and she had the tickets and everything for my birthday, and that was the end of that. At that time, we had long funerals, so yeah. But anyway, so I went over to church after the lady came back and told us that she had collapsed in church. I think she's dead. So there she is sitting by the pew, like a little old drunken lady. So sweet. And she's right below the statue of St. Anne with the Blessed Virgin Mary.
I remember that.
So every time I went to church, you would always see her sitting there, and it was on the outside, so she was on the at Marble.
Yeah, it was Marble.
How old were you?
I was almost 18. Yeah. And it was just very sad.
So they notified you from the church that she had collapsed?
Well, we lived right across the street from the church. Basia was there all the time. We all were there all the time.
So they knew her.
And this was early morning mass. But it was just very sad. And I remember sitting when we went to the funeral home. Basia wanted to have something on her head. She belonged to the Third Order of St. Francis, so Basia had a
brown robe, wasn't it?
A brown robe. She looked like a Franciscan, but it had a little ruching around it, like white. It was really cute. It was a very pretty thing, but she was so worried that she wasn't going to have any kind of thing on her head.
Yeah.
So I remember your mom made she got a piece of tulle or some light fabric, and she just made a circle to put, because she didn't want to be in front of God without her
head was
her head wasn't covered, because that was the big thing at that time. And I remember sitting with Uncle Six, which was your dad, and that would be Mary's husband, Sig, but we called him Uncle Six. And I sat in the front, Uncle Six sat in the back, just
when I was working, I stopped
make
this
sure.
year for drag racing and records.
But you had that for 2 days.
It was a moolah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I recognized
And
your
it was
name.
really scary because it was for all day. It started at 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning until
And I said, are you
10 o'clock at night. So somebody had to be there.
I'm so-and-so.
And it was my job. And
So that's okay. So you gave
It
him a
was
break.
nice of him.
Yeah, it was. And we were at Packett's funeral home on 51st Street,
He was
where
like
most of the
17 or
family was.
Just
And
before John had his. So you didn't know John.
Johnny Packett.
No.
Johnny
How's the
Packett.
Waller one?
No,
You
Waller.
guys had yours on the other
No,
side.
that was Dad's side of the family.
Wife was an archaeologist.
John Packett. His wife was Dana, and her name was Kalata too. But I think it had an E in it. K-A-L-A-T-A, where ours was K-A-L-A-T-A. But it was a nice story, you know, with their.
Yeah, I thought that was so sweet that she went to
She
church.
knew
Yeah.
that she didn't have a lot of time left, obviously. She walked
Evidently,
to the church.
and
She was able to walk to the church though.
but there was my mother, you know, she says, I heard her get up. I was going to get up and say, don't go. And she said,
She was meant to go there.
so I'll let her go. She wants to go so bad. And she did. That was how Basia
At that
died.
time, because
Agatha Kalata.
did they have to do an autopsy to find out what she actually?
You know, years ago, nobody really asked for autopsies.
So we don't know what our relatives haven't died from.
Yeah.
But you said she bled through her nose.
That was in the summertime. I don't know if it was that summer or whatever, but it was, you know, she was already in her 80s. But, you know, you always hope that you live as long as they did.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
How old did Helen
Yeah.
live?
Well, Helen,
She was the last one to pass away.
Oh, thank
or
you.
was it your mom?
No, my mother died before Helen.
no, Helen was the last
She was
one.
the last one.
But
1995.
yeah, she was
Okay,
in Florida,
yeah,
and you know,
Vero Beach, wasn't she? In Vero Beach,
if
Florida.
She lived in a bunch of places. I don't know what her last.
Yeah, that's the one place that I
Yeah, she hopped around.
No,
She did.
because
She lived in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, and then she was going to live with Marty for a while, and then you know, Jean would know because if Jean would be here,
Check with him.
I know.
Check with him.
Yes.
No,
Say a little prayer.
Jean would know, you know, because he kind
Well,
of
Jamie linked up too.
yeah, with the
Yeah, but Jean did some things that Jamie.
yeah, Jean was really good.
Yeah.
But then you guys came up with
Jeannie?
you know, where they landed on their boat.
Oh, no, I think Brian did that.
Brian did that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think Brian found that stuff.
Or
Yeah, the boat that came over in.
Jadish.
The emigration and
Where
all.
he landed. Now, I don't know about, gosh, you know, whether her name is actually on that or not.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because it's very hard to read. But you can definitely see Joseph Milan.
Yeah.